Hey pen fans, this is Brian Goulet of the Goulet Pen Company and InkNouveau.com. Today I'm going to cover the Pilot Vanishing Point collection. I'm not going to get too in-depth about writing reviews and how they write and all that stuff. I wanted to do a video just to kind of have a broad overview of what is the Vanishing Point and what's the difference between all the different ones, because there's a ton of different colors. So that's kind of the point of this video. I'm going to do another video on more details of like how to fill it, and how to use it and that kind of thing, but that's really not the point of this video. This is just kind of a general overview showing what the whole collection is like and what all the different pens are like. So anyway, let's go ahead and just go at it and take a look at what we got. Here we are looking at all of the different vanishing points that are available, at least as of the making of this video in August of 2011. Now there are some special edition ones that have come out in the past. There are some special editions ones that are going to come out in the future that are not in this video, but this is everything that I got my hands on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and walk you through and tell you what each of the colors is and explain them to you, because a couple of them, especially these grays here in the middle, get kind of close. So we start here on the end. We've got 3 pens that have gold hardware. All the rest of them have rhodium hardware, but these 3 right here have gold. So we've got a red, a blue, which is like a dark navy blue color, and black. And those exact same 3 pen colors are also available with rhodium hardware right next to them here. Okay. From there, we jump on over to this first gray one. The lightest of the 3 gray ones is chrome. Okay. The next one is the darkest one. That one is slate gray. And the one that's kind of in the middle here is gunmetal gray. Okay, so you got chrome, lightest, slate gray, darkest, gunmetal in the middle. Okay, then we've got the 3 what I consider to be like the retro looking pens. I don't know why I think these are retro, but the brown, the yellow, and the white. Something about it, I don't know, something about the rhodium hardware with these particular colors just looks really retro, kind of 50s to me. But anyway, the brown is like a dark Hershey brown. The yellow is more of like a mustard yellow, I guess, than like a bright canary yellow. I know in the past I've seen a picture of a bright canary yellow that they did as a limited edition a couple years back. But this is the yellow that's regularly available, is this mustard yellow. And then there's a bright white, which you actually don't see a lot of white fountain pens out there. So it's kind of thing like some people are not that into it, other people are crazy about white. If you like the white, there you go. Now the 2 I have on the end here, this is the black Carbonesque and the blue Carbonesque. I'm going to try and zoom in and show you these ones a little better, just so you can get an idea, because these ones are kind of interesting. They are meant to kind of mimic carbon fiber. Now they are not carbon fiber. They are not at all. If they were true carbon fiber, they would cost about 3 times as much as they do. Basically, they're black pens that are painted with this kind of crisscross type dot pattern that is made to kind of mimic the effect that carbon fiber creates. So they have it in a black, and they also have it available in the blue, which has, it's the same pattern. It's just blue dots. They're kind of like bluish, tealish kind of dots, I guess you could say. Okay? Then we have the special ones down here. Now these 3 are special. The first one at the top here, this is the Raiden. Okay, this one is just absolutely stunning. Many coats of lacquer here, and the glittery stuff that you see in here are tiny pieces of shell that are cast into this lacquer. And it creates this really cool 3-dimensional effect that almost looks kind of like a stained glass that's exploded in a black hole. I don't know how to explain it, but it's got all these tiny little pieces of reflective, multicolored, pieces of shell that are like at different depths within the pen, and it kind of like starts concentrated at the center band and then it kind of scatters out towards the end of the pen. Now this is a really cool pattern here, but this pen is much more expensive, and this one is actually. It's still called a Vanishing Point, but this one is actually labeled under Namiki instead of Pilot. Namiki is kind of like the Lexus to Pilot's Toyota, if you will. So it's same company, but Namiki is more of the higher end stuff, I guess you could say. Okay, then we have a couple of special pens down here. These are limited edition pens. This pink one just came out, and these ones are actually numbered, and it even says it on here. It says Pilot limited edition, and then it says number 1872 out of 2011. So I would assume that there were 2011 of them made in the world. I think about 850 of them went to the US. And then 1872 is the number for this particular pen, which is cool because Rachel really wanted one of these pens, and 1872 is the founding year of our alma mater, Virginia Tech. So that was kind of cool that we happened to get that one. And then the black matte one. This is a limited edition pen, but it's not numbered like the pink one is. Now, Pilot does limited edition Vanishing Points. I don't know if it's every year or every other year. Maybe it's not quite that regular, but I know they've done several of these in the past, and they'll number them, and they'll come out, and they'll have a special case and everything. This year they did the black matte one, but it's not numbered or anything, and I have no idea how many are being made or anything like that. So they're just kind of coming out, and they'll be out for a while, and then they'll go away. So I don't know anything more specific than that as far as their availability goes. But anyway, it's an all black one. The neat thing about these two particular ones is that the nib is actually made of rhodium as well. All of the other Vanishing Points that you see up here come with gold nibs, 18 karat gold nibs. And the way that they work, you just push on the little doodad here on the back, and out comes your nib. Now it's a skinny little nib. Very interesting. It's a proprietary nib designed to the Pilot Vanishing Point. And you'll probably wonder how this will write with such a tiny little nib. And I will be covering that more in a different video, but I will say that it writes very well. And actually it's a surprisingly amount of softness to the nib despite how small it is, and quite smooth as well. Pilot makes really great nibs. So it's got a yellow gold nib in here, and I'll show you, more what that looks like elsewhere in the video here. But the limited edition ones come with rhodium nibs. Okay, same nib. It's still 18 karat gold. It's just plated with rhodium to have that that silvery color. Okay, and then the black matte one also has that rhodium nib. Okay. So there you go. That's kind of the rundown of the different colors of the Vanishing Points, and hopefully that's something to help kind of straighten you out. Now I do have a little wonky guy going on the top here. That's because I don't have a nib in that pen. When you have the nib in the pen, it will spring back that top there. So you can see I can push them all in right now because they don't have nibs in them. But in case you're wondering about that. But anyway, there you go. Those are all the different colors, at least as of right now, August 2011, of what the Pilot Vanishing Points look like. I have here 4 different Vanishing Points. And the reason I have 4 different Vanishing Points here is because they actually have 4 different cases that come with them. Now, I've shown you all the different colors, but I want to show you what the cases are like that correspond with these colors. The first one I want to show you is the blue carbonesque, which is going to represent all of what I consider to be the normal Vanishing Points. These are the regular, everyday, regularly available Vanishing Points at the I'm not going to say the lower price, but at a non-premium price. And they come in a case that looks like this. Kind of neat, nice, hard, sturdy case. Works really well. It's engraved with Pilot at the top. The case comes like so. And inside the case, I'll show you more of that later, but inside the case has Pilot engraved here as well in some kind of gold screen print or something like that. Now, that's the regular one. That's what all the normal Vanishing Points come with. The Raiden is similar, but just a little bit different because the Raiden is a Namiki pen instead of a Pilot. So it comes in the same kind of case, but it's engraved with Namiki, and it has the Namiki logo in there at the top. Okay, so that takes care of those pens. I will set them aside. Now the other two, these are limited edition pens. So they come with limited edition packaging as well. First one I'll show you is the pink one. This comes with a hot case. Pink. I'm not sure if it's real leather or not, to be honest with you. I would be surprised if it was, but it could be. I don't know. It comes in here and it says Pilot Limited Edition, engraved, really nice. Pulls up here and it's got all your goodies down there with your instructions and all that stuff. And then the pen fits just oh so beautifully in there like so. And then it's got a nice little buckle and a latch in there. Really cool. Okay, so that's your pink limited edition. Now the black limited edition came in its own special packaging as well. So it comes in a black box, not quite as fancy as the other one, but still really kind of cool and stealthy. Vanishing Point. Okay, it's got your little information there. This one is really cool. I've never seen a box like this. It's got two halves to it, okay, and it's plastic. You lay the thing down in there, metallic latch, and then the thing is just like floating inside the box. Now how cool is that? That just looks awesome. Imagine that just like kind of sitting there up on your desk. It looks just awesome. Okay, so you know, the cool factor of this one for me, Rachel really likes the pink one, of course. I really like this one, which is why I have this pen and she has that one. So there you go. I just wanted to kind of talk through what all the cases were like for the different vanishing points. Now for the guts of the pen. I know that this pen is something that is kind of a different design than when you're familiar with most of your fountain pens. So I thought it would be helpful to take the thing apart and show you what the inside is like. Now I'm not actually going to ink it up in this video. I'm going to save that for another one because this one's getting kind of long at this point. But I will at least show you how it works. Okay, so this is the Raiden. This is a regularly offered, albeit expensive version of the Vanishing Point. The way that this pen works is the clip is fixed all the time at the writing end. The reason for that is because when you're putting it in and out of your shirt pocket, it will have the nib pointing up and will not risk dripping ink into your shirt. So the back end here is the click mechanism, which if you click it will cause the nib to come out of the pen. Kind of neat, right? So there you go. That's how it works. So you just click it, it stays out, unclick it, and it comes back in. Just like a regular click pen. You've used them before. I know you have. Unscrew it right here at the center band, okay? It's got two center bands actually, one on the bottom part of the pen and one on the top. That splits right in the middle there, and you'll want to hang on to it because it will want to spring out a little bit as you take it off, okay? And then you'll take out the pen. Be really careful when you're taking out the guts because you don't want to scratch the nib along the sides of the inside of the body of the pen. So just be really careful when you're taking it out. You know, just kind of, you know, if you played the game, oh shoot, what was that game? Rachel, what was that game when you were a kid where you had to like pull out the body parts of that guy? Operation. There you go. It'll have a flashback to when you're playing Operation. You know, you don't want to hit the sides and have it buzz on you. So anyway, there you go. There's your flashbacks for today. This is the guts of the pen. This is all the writing part. The rest of it is really just cosmetic and to help you make it easier to hold the pen and keep it from drying out. You know, all that good stuff. But this is what is really actually doing the writing. So it's a different nib. It actually looks a lot longer than you probably guessed just by seeing it coming out of the pen. So it's engraved on here. It says Pilot, what does it say? I can't even read it. Hang on. It says Pilot 18K 750, and then it has F because this is a fine nib. Okay, so the way that this nib works is that it is a cartridge converter pen. For those of you who are not familiar with a cartridge converter, that means it can accept both a cartridge and a converter. A cartridge if you want to use cartridge ink, which I will show you here in a second, and converter if you want to use bottled ink. Now, there's something special with these cartridges for this pen in particular, and that is because of the whole click mechanism. So here's the cartridge. This is proprietary to Pilot and Namiki. You won't be able to use other brands in here. This is the converter. It comes with all this stuff that you see here. So this is the actual nib section. This is the working end of the pen. And then the cartridge, if you want to use that, just fits onto there. Push on it. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to actually ink the pen. Push on it and that will bust the cap that's in here and allow the ink to flow into the pen. And then what you need to do is use this metal cap, this metal cartridge cap. It fits in there. Push it snugger if you want it to actually work like I'm doing here. That allows you, excuse me, to put it into the pen and use that click mechanism, because the click mechanism is pushing on the back of the cartridge. If it was pushing on plastic, it may not work so well. So they include that metal cap. They are available separately for purchase if you happen to lose it and you like to use your cartridges, or you could use your converter. This is a piston type converter, so you unscrew it like that, and that is how you draw the ink up into your pen. And it just fits snugly on there. It's a friction fit, but it's really snug. Now, the way that this nib works, when you're filling it, I'll get more into this into a future video, but the working end of the nib is up here. That's the writing end. But when you're filling it, it actually fills all the way up here. See that hole right there? That's where it fills from. So when you're filling this pen, you need to immerse this entire nib all the way up to the steel part up here, all the way past the gold up to the steel, to cover that hole to actually draw the ink up into the pen. Okay. And then when you're replacing it back into there after you filled it, it has a notch cut out right here. I don't know if you can see that. See where my finger is? You can kind of see that notch. And then it's got a little raised portion right here that's to help you align it in there, because the nib is made to fit in a certain way to fit, because you can see here it's kind of flat on the bottom. It's got to fit in a certain way. So it won't let you fit the nib in if it's misaligned, because that little part right there is going to keep you from doing it. So basically just turn it until, you know, it drops down in there, and then you'll feel the kind of spring action, and then you'll be able to, when you go to put it back on, if you get resistance kind of like that, just click that, and then it disengages the click, and you can screw it back together, and then you have a working, ready to go pen. Hopefully that's something that helps you out. I am going to cover more, but that should at least give you an idea what's going on with this pen. So there you have my overview of the Pilot Vanishing Point collection. If you have any questions, you can always email me at brian@gouletpens.com. Thanks everyone, and right on.